She's all over the place.
We've been together.
You want us to lie to you or to keep it real?
We've been together. I always say Kim is have money, spend money, and I'm more of a saver.
Oh,
Have I?
and then I'm so sorry.
And I'm a little buzzed. So.
Okay, then. All right, y'all. So welcome back to another video. As promised, I know we've been talking and teasing this video for a few, I want to say weeks now. Probably about 2 months now. We've been teasing this Q&A video. We did the first one probably, was it 2 years ago?
That was about 2 years ago.
So we did the first one about 2 years ago. And since then, our channel has grown tremendously. And we didn't plan it this way, but this is actually our 100th video, which I would have never guessed that I would have put out, or we would have put out 100 videos when we first started this. Really didn't know where it would take us, but today's our 100th video. Well, by the time you see this, it'll be our 100th video. So extremely excited about that. But again, we wanted to bring you this Q&A video. If you watched any of the other previous videos, we've been telling you for, like I said, a long time now that we had a link in the description box for you to go to the forum, fill it out, and ask us whatever questions you want, whether it's family stuff or YouTube stuff or content creation, real estate, Missy's boutique business, or anything like that. So you guys definitely came through. We have a bunch of questions and we're going to get into it. So without further ado, we're going to start answering these questions. You guys are trying to get all in our business and we're going to give it to y'all. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So the first question is from Mia. We asked your Instagram, your TikTok, or your social media handle when you submitted the question. So Mia asked, given how successful you both are, what is the best financial advice you can give to young adults that are in their early 20s? So for me, I would say, and this is definitely a do as I say, not as I do or did, but definitely save your money. I definitely remember and recall and can empathize, when you're in your early 20s and, you've been from up under, for the most part, your parents' support. This is your first real attempt at adulthood. And when you start to make some decent money, you kind of want to do the things and get the things that you've always wanted. A lot of times now, especially with social media, I find that a lot of people that I talk to, and if you want to say mentor, they are... they fall to the pressures of social media. So they see things that their friends are doing and that other people their age are doing, and they may be moving at a faster pace, but you have time. So the biggest piece of advice that I would give is you have time. Don't be in a rush. Don't let social media pressure you, and save your money. And don't just save it, learn to invest. You don't have to do heavy stock trading or day trading or Bitcoin or anything like that. I am a big proponent of your first $10,000 that you save up, you should put in an ETF that mirrors the S&P 500. You put it in there and you forget about it. You forget the passcode, you forget to log in, and check that account in 15, 20, 30 years and see. All right, so next question is from Miss Jawanda. And it says, how is the theater coming along? Well, let's talk about this theater. So for the longest, let me give you the backstory. I am very particular about certain things that I want. And one of the things that I wanted this particular projector. I didn't want to settle because the higher end projectors from it are like $20,000, $30,000. And I'm definitely not going to do that. So the projector that I really fell in love with after looking at all the specs and everything based on the size of the room, during the pandemic, it went on back order. And then when they brought them back, just a few of them, I guess people were buying them and then putting them back on Amazon and put them back on eBay at like triple, 4 or 5 times the price. And that's just something I wasn't willing to do. So I've been waiting for this particular projector. It's an Epson projector. I forget the name of it right now. I think it was the 6050 or the 5050 UB. But because, we have an anamorphic screen, so it's not a typical 16:9 ratio screen. So I wanted one with a lens memory that can show me either 2.3.51 or whatever the aspect ratio is for the anamorphic screen, and for 16:9 content, like regular, flat screen TV content. And this particular projector would have been perfect. But it's been discontinued. But my theater guy, he sent me a link to this new projector that they came out with to replace that one. And they have some in stock. So really soon, I'm going to be purchasing that. And the theater will pretty much be about 80% done at that point. Meaning we can watch movies in there, we'll be able to do everything, but the extra bonus stuff that we're gonna do to really bring it home, maybe some LED starlights, maybe a bar, you never know, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to see what we do with the theater, but that's the status of the theater at the moment. All right, y'all, so the next question is from Cece, and her question is, what kind of cars do y'all own, and do you think it's best to purchase a high-end car or get a home first?
So I don't have a car, technically. I like to say the kids have the van. So we do have a van. As you guys know, we are a family of 7 with a dog. So right now, when we first got the van, it was just more so about convenience. We had a bunch of little kids, walking toddlers for the most of it. So it was just easier to get, the whole family from place to place. I remember for the longest we said we weren't going to be van people. At least we said not into our 30s.
Right, but then the van was so cool though when we first got it.
When we first got the van, like we were just like, what took us so long? Like
the
all the doors open.
Yeah, we was in that thing.
I was gonna say garage, but the trunk would open, and then our van has a TV inside. So at this time, like each kid had their own seat, and then we had the middle seat open when it was just the 4 of them, and then they had the TV. Like when I tell you, it was peaceful. Like it made drives from here to Dallas, from here to the corner store, just so much more easier and peaceful. So, I mean, right now we still have the van. We'll probably have the van, in my opinion, for like at least another close to a year. Now that the kids are getting older and we need more leg room and things like that, I have been looking for another larger family vehicle. We both talked about getting something a little bit more luxury of a luxury vehicle. And then obviously I want something different for me to drive. But as of right now, we still have the van. So oh, and then we have the auto start. That's probably one of the biggest things right now is the van has auto start. So obviously we can warm it up in the wintertime and cool it down in the summer. And again, with a big family, it really, really just helps. But I'm not trying to be a van mom much longer.
Yeah, it's a tiny country. It's literally the soccer mom van of all soccer mom vans.
Soccer parents.
Soccer parents. You're right, my bad. Soccer parents. At one point, we wanted the Pacifica. Remember when they dropped the Pacifica?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was cold. If you know, you know. Like if you're in that minivan life or contemplating, when they dropped that Pacifica, we was like, yo, that might be the one.
Yeah.
And then I just drive just a Mercedes, just like a little C class.
Just a Mercedes.
It's just a C class.
Compared to the van.
Whatever. So, but my job requires me to drive a certain type of vehicle, a certain year make, things like that. So, it was the thing that to get in compliance. But until I figure out what I really want, I'm really a car person, but I'm cheap-ish at heart. And I'm gonna get to your question as far as what should you do? Which one should you do first? There's a lot of cars that I want. If it was up to me, it would be between the Mercedes S580, the one that just came out. I actually really love the Genesis. I like the G80, the GV80 as well. It just doesn't have the sex appeal that the G80 has to me, the car versus the SUV.
I definitely want that. Like the SUV is on my.
That's one of the ones.
Yeah, it's one of my top 3s for sure.
The next one is the GLE Mercedes. Missy really likes that one.
I was about to say that was not on your list.
No, I was.
Yeah, that's one of my number. It was in my top 3 also.
And then it's just a bunch of other cars. Is another one that I missed?
You want all the cars?
Yeah, but the thing about it is, you know what rates are right now. Like any of the cars that I just named, if I'm gonna buy it, it's easily $1,400-$1,500 a month. I like the Lucid Air, but one of my coworkers just got one of that, so I can't get that now. I love Range Rovers, but they just tear down and break down too much for me. To answer your question, long or about way of getting to it, definitely secure your house first. Yeah. Because if you don't know, or maybe you do know, I do this for a living. I sell homes. I talk to people every day. And you'll be surprised how many people cannot afford on paper the home of their dreams because they have these $1,200, $1,500, $800, doesn't matter the amount, car notes. So we tend to want to reward ourselves quickly, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. When you pull up somewhere nice and your whip look good, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But if you can hold off that temptation and desire, secure your home first, and then You can worry about whatever car later, because a lot of times it's not about affordability, but the underwriting guidelines will say you can't afford it based on the debt that you have. And you're like, what are you talking about? I pay more than that in rent, or I pay this, I pay that. It's you have to be able to afford the house on paper. We know what you can do in reality, but it's about on paper. Once you get the house, nobody's going to check to make sure you don't add any more debt. The day you get those keys, you can go do whatever you want to do as long as you keep making those mortgage payments. So get the home first, even if you have to save up 2, 3 years. Wait on the car. Obviously, you need a vehicle, but sacrifice. And then once you make that sacrifice, then go shine a little bit.
Okay, so we have another question from CC, and it says, "Do you think education is different in private or public schools, and which one do you think is better?" I definitely will. So we both kind of went to a private school, right? Ish.
I wouldn't call. So my senior year, I went to a different high school. It was a private school, but I really, yeah.
Okay, and then
The uniforms was the only thing that was really different about it to me.
Yeah, I went to a Christian academy for probably about a year myself in middle school, and personally, it's kind of hard to say because we kind of came from different areas, and it's hard to say what the education system is in different private schools. I don't think mine was a super traditional private school either. I think it was just private because it was a Christian academy. But hands down, I preferred to be in public school. I feel like I just preferred to be in public school. I think everything really just depends on the school district and the area also. I feel like you can have some really good school districts with really good alumni financing and different things like that. That helps, especially if they have different programs. I feel like that's kind of hard for me to really speak on because we talked about it at one point in time, and even if we did do it, I think we said more so for high school than elementary school, or we kind of both disagreed.
I said elementary, I would do public school, and then if we were going to do private school, it would be middle and high.
And I was the complete opposite. I said for elementary, for their foundation, I wanted to do private, and then for middle school, high school, after that, I felt like they should have a choice of doing public school. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough, to be honest with you. I feel like that's really just based off of preference and research. I feel like our kids excelled in a lot of the school districts that we were in, because we were in a couple. But I feel like that had a lot to do with their at-home foundation.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. So, and not all private schools are created equal. That much I do know. So the best way I can answer that is I have to go a little bit vicariously through my best friend, my childhood best friend. We pretty much grew up together since I was 6 and he was 4 years old. And I want to say somewhere around middle school, he switched to a private school. Now he went to one of those private schools where where the tuition was extremely high, like the ones you see in all the the movies and things like that, where the celebrity kids go, the executives, their kids go to, for those of you that are in Michigan, like the Country Days, or schools like that, went to schools like those. But I think the biggest difference is access and information. I don't think that someone that goes to a private school or a public school is smarter one way or another. I just think they have more access to not information, but to programs, to different academia or academic, not classes, but what am I trying to say? Like they have different things that they can take. It's more well-rounded. So I feel like they get what a lot of us get when you go to college. If you go to a big university, when you have the waters or oyster, you can kind of explore and kind of find yourself. I feel like a lot of times in private school, they allow you to do that. But I think public school shapes you better, in my personal opinion, culturally. And not from a racial standpoint, but just understanding how to deal with more backgrounds and diverse types of people. Even if you grew up in a predominantly whatever your race is school, everybody doesn't come from the same area. Everybody's a little bit different. I feel like private school is a lot of the same, from my experience, from just what I've seen. It's a lot of the same old, or everybody tries to fit into a mold. But I could be wrong, because like I said, I didn't go. It's just my perception looking out. But to answer my perception looking in. But to answer your question, I think either or. I just think as parents, we have to get out of relying on the schools to educate our children.
Absolutely.
Not from a, they're going to learn their basics. They're going to learn all the stuff that they need to learn for the most part. But it's what you do at home as a parent and what that kid does at home that will shape their future way more than what they do inside those school walls.
So the next question is from Ruby's 012, and she says, Akeem, are you an architect or builder, or do you have your own construction company? Ooh, Lord, one day. She goes on to say, Missy, can you sell some of your beautiful clothing on Amazon? And to both of you guys, can y'all do a vacation or travel vlog?
Ooh.
Oh, but in another country. Or can you vlog your romantic date night and a tour of your beautiful home? Thank you, guys. So thank you so much, Ruby.
Appreciate that, Ruby. And by the way, this Q&A is unofficially sponsored by Douce. That's what we're sipping on right now. So you'll see as we progress through this glass, Missy she drowned hers.
Yeah, it's because every time I take a sip, my whole body shivers.
She drowned hers.
I'm trying not to show on camera like how strong this stuff is.
So I'm gonna try not to ramble as much as I get closer to the bottom of this glass.
Definitely about to.
But Ruby, your first question was,
are you an architect or a builder, or do you own your own construction company? Girl, from your mouth to God's ears, first of all.
I got bigger goals than all three of those.
Okay.
Truth be told. But so no, I'm not an architect. I work for a new home builder. So I work in a community. That community contracts with different builders to build new construction homes, and then I work for one of those builders. So if anybody's want to build a home for the ground up or buy one that's new, we're move-in ready, they will come see me. They will come see some of my colleagues. They will come see some of my competitors. And then it's our job to find out what their lifestyle is going to be, how they plan on living in the home, their wants, their desires, and then play matchmaker. So yeah, that's what I do. So I'm a new construction home salesperson.
As far as selling my stuff on Amazon, we actually talked about it for a brief second. Not like I had to consult him, but like I want to say he actually mentioned the same thing to me. I haven't looked into it. I may consider looking into it. I think it all depends on the shipping and like where it's coming from. I don't play about my baby, right? Kennedy Jade is my baby, so I check everything before it gets shipped as much as possible. That does not mean that, mistakes don't happen or anything like that. But I'm very thorough as much as possible on when my items are shipped out, how they are packaged, and how they are shipped out. So having someone do that from a warehouse right now, I don't think I'm ready for that yet. That does not mean that it can't happen. I think the biggest thing on selling on Amazon would be the 2-day shipping. And I do that, right? I feel like that would be like the main reason to sell on Amazon. Other than that, I have a website that's easily accessible worldwide. So, and then I can track my numbers from there. And then I know what's going on into who. And a lot of things that comes from my business are like personal emails, personal notes from me. And I really like that intimate part of it right now. So as of right now, probably not. Mm-hmm. That does not mean that in the future is not a possibility. We'll have to see. But again, I do 1 to 2 day shipping depending on where you are in the United States. I offer express shipping where you can get it the next day also. So it really, really just depends. But as of right now, probably not.
Can I chime in on that?
You weren't. Go ahead. You would anyway.
So here's the thing with selling on Amazon. From one standpoint, if you were going to do it, I think now is the perfect time to enter that space as far as the clothing. Because up until recently, it was taboo to buy clothing off of Amazon. Everything was kind of seen, at least boutique clothing. Like you would see like certain, like usually like Nike shoes or something on there. But to go and find a dress, there was a stigma, much like when that Fashion Nova company came out. They had a stigma and then they changed it. And now you can see more people doing collabs with Amazon and things like that. You see more boutiques selling on Amazon. So to buy clothing from Amazon doesn't have the stain on it that it used to have. But here's the caveat. I don't know if you're asking because like your own situation or whatnot, but here's the thing. If you start to put all your stuff on Amazon, then you give them all your data. So you have no customer base. you have no customer retention. You have no way to reach back out to your customers because your customers are circumventing you and going directly to Amazon. Amazon's getting all of that data. And when the buyer that's looking for, so let's say you, Ruby, you want to buy a dress that she's selling, but you go to Amazon, right? If you go to Amazon and buy it, she doesn't get your email address. She doesn't get that customer data. She can't reach out to you. She can't see you email marketing. She can't see you any things that make a business grow. It's impossible to scale. So you're literally giving all of that information to Amazon and making Jeff Bezos even more powerful than he already is. So I'm hoping that more small business owners stay true and keep their own data, their own website, their own home base. Now you can take some stuff and sell it on Amazon. Let's say you're out of date, out of season stuff. Cool, put it on Amazon. But if people want that new, they got to come to your site. So that would be, for anybody out there that question may apply to, hold fast to your home base. Don't sell out to Amazon. But I love Amazon though.
I love Amazon Prime. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says to both of us, can y'all do a vacation or travel vlog in another country? Or can you vlog your romantic date night and a tour of your beautiful home? So, Rubies, if you haven't already seen, we do have a tour of our empty home, empty-ish, we like to call it. And we'll link that also below. But as far as a semi-furnished home, we have added some things to the house. Maybe in the next couple of months, we can do another updated home tour. We've done some like through over the course of like the last 2 years where we've added stuff to the house, and then we kind of just showed you guys like what we did with it. So I think, and maybe just give us like a couple more months, and we can add. We can do a more of a updated home tour of some things that we've done and some things that we've added to the house. And as far as a vacation vlog, we have a out of the country vacation coming up soon. We actually can vlog that because it's supposed to be a new resort that's opening, a new hotel resort that's opening. I think that would be kind of cool to vlog that for the first time.
Oh, we definitely it's my niece is getting wedding. My niece is getting married.
The hotel has a pool. No, the pool has a hotel.
That's an inside joke. We'll tell you about that in a minute. But so we have, long story short, we have one, maybe two out of the country weddings to attend within the next 6 months or so, and they'll definitely be vlogged. Obviously, with respect to not showing the wedding and stuff like that. And we do vlog our date nights and stuff like that. Like if you go from this video, if you go back, I think the video right before this, we have a little part.
Did we put that video out?
Yeah. Bungalow?
Yeah. You sure?
It was the last video.
Oh, okay. So we have vlogged some of our date nights as much as possible. Yeah.
It's a sensitive subject because I want to give my attention to Missy. She wants to give her attention to me, but at the same time, we want to show y'all at the same time. So I don't want.
We try to get footage.
Yeah, we try to get footage. We try to make it entertaining, but at the same time, not lose ourselves in
just
creating content that we're no longer enjoying each other. But we still want to show you. That's what we signed up for. So
yeah, and I think the other part is like we're still trying to learn like time management for date night. So like 9 times out of 10, like we always talk about how we're gonna vlog like getting ready, going to the restaurant the whole night, and
the whole time we be out here, this boy flying trying to get to the
literally always running late for our reservations.
What?
Always running late for our reservations, and although there was this one time, where did we go where we were actually somewhat on
Bungalow.
Was it Bungalow?
Yeah, we showed up. We was like, oh, we in this thing, right? 7:45.
But I think that's because I started getting ready at like 3 in the afternoon.
And normally she started at 7 if we're supposed to leave at 7:30.
Relax. I started getting ready at like 3 in the afternoon, and I think he told me like we had to be there at like 6. And we actually didn't have to be there until like a whole dang near hour later. So
fellas, you know the game we have to play sometime. But my mom is like that, so I learned it then. But I tell Missy she's like my mom all the time.
I think the hardest part, not to get too far off subject, is you'll be sitting around while I'm getting ready. So then when he starts getting ready, I'm like, oh, I got time to do a couple more things. So then I start doing more stuff.
And it takes me, 10 minutes to get ready.
And I think that's it for the most of it.
So yeah, stay tuned for those videos and more date night vlogs. And actually, we have one coming up pretty soon.
What,
a
date
date
night?
night vlog. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But thanks for the questions, Ruby.
It's Ruby's
Rubies, I'm sorry.
012. Okay, so the next question is from Keisha Jones, and she asked, Akeem, how did Akeem start in his career?
So if you're talking about real estate specifically, I was actually, I guess you could say, recruited by one of my good friends. Before working in real estate, I was in finance, and I think I told the story before. But long story short, it was something that he was already doing, and he reached out to me a couple times. And like I said, the finance thing was easy. I've been doing that for a long, long time. It was no weekends, cushy job. Didn't have to see any customers in person. It was nice. And he convinced me. Actually, what happened was the company I worked for at the time started messing with the money. And anytime you start messing with the money, that's when wandering eyes. So he approached me, and we met for cigars. We met up at the cigar bar. We talked, and he convinced me pretty easily to at least give it a shot. Because I went from a nice salary plus a commission to 100% commission. So that was a change, but I've always believed in myself, so I wasn't really worried about that. It was just, do I want to take that risk, knowing where we were at that point in time? So that's essentially how I got started. Like I said, as you can say, one of my best friends, 20 plus years at this point, was like, "Yo, do you need to go do this? The bag is over here. You don't believe me? I'm gonna pull up on you." And he showed me a commission check. I'm not gonna say how much it was, but let's just say that's all I needed to see. So yeah, and the rest is history. And since then, and he's gotten me on, and I've gotten other people on, and they've gotten other people on. So I think when Jay said crabs don't belong in a barrel, if everybody just reach down and stay attached, they can pull each other out. That's the same thing what we doing. So we changing lives slowly but surely, professionally, and getting more people in. So that's how I got started.
Okay, so the next question is from Anonymous, and it says, how many kids do you guys have? Too many.
Not enough.
Yeah. How do you and Akeem handle arguments? Do you guys plan on staying in Texas or moving back closer to family? And then they said, I think it would be cool for you to have your own house decoration line one day. I feel like that's for me. So thank you.
Oh, definitely.
So we have 5 kids.
Miss these pieces.
We have our oldest that Akeem has from a previous relationship, and then we have 4 together. So we have a total of 5 kids and a dog, who is also literally one of our babies. How do we handle arguments? Let's see. So we've been together.
You want us to lie to you or to keep it real?
We've been together for 15 years. And that's like early to mid 20s to now close to our, late to early 40s, literally. So how we used to handle, yeah.
I'm sorry. By the time
No,
I just got shut it out. By the time you see this, the next day will be my birthday. I'll be 40.
Yes, Akeem will be 40 come Friday.
The day after y'all see this.
But in the very beginning, like, we were horrible. We would go days and weeks without talking, and we were horrible. We would say things like, we would try to just upset each other in the midst of an argument, because I feel like it was a lot of ego between the two of us. Mm-hmm. How do we handle arguments now? Ever since going to therapy, literally, and then just having like a praying foundation of family behind us, and a church foundation and maturity, we figure out ways to talk through things now. So we still get upset, but I do think that we make a more of an effort to communicate why we're upset, and understanding where each other are coming from when they maybe have said something that upset us. Like, okay, well, what was your perspective, or how did you perceive what I said, versus this is actually what I meant, and kind of just going from there. So that's something I feel like like I said, we used to go days without talking. Like, it was so unhealthy. And now we, at best, depending on what the argument is, probably no more than like a half hour. Then like one cooler heads prevailed, then we're just like, okay, what was that all about? And I think we do a better job at communicating how do we get to that point? And I think we're doing a better job at de-escalating a lot of our tension and arguments.
Everybody, this is Austin. You gonna say hi to people?
Hi.
What's up, though?
So my hand hurts.
Because
Is
you
it
be
numb?
on the computer, like,
So like, there's like, there's like a little like cramp whenever I like make a fist. It just like either like my fingers or my palm or the middle of my palm hurts.
Okay, you don't want to do like this because you're tightening the muscles. You want to flex the muscle so it can stretch out. So when you go upstairs, take your fingers, put them on the floor, and just push down like this. Like, yeah, just like that. And stretch it out. Try not to ball your hand up because you're going to force the muscle to contract and cramp again. Okay?
I want
Go get a little bit of water, too.
Yeah, drink plenty of water. What do you think as far as arguments? Okay, first, because it's been on your face all day and just keep moving. I think it's pizza. You can't see it.
Get me together. So, as far as arguments, I can tell you what works, and I can also tell you we don't always do it. So, what has worked for us is disconnecting when tension gets high and then talking about it later. Later can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 hours later. But we found that when you argue, your adrenaline goes up and you think a certain way and everything changes when you disconnect. And I don't mean like just stop talking about it. Sometimes different rooms, whatever the case may be. Once your adrenaline comes down from that and you're able to rationalize and then come back and talk, you're speaking to each other at a much calmer place. So then the communication is received a lot different. I can say the same thing, but I can say a heightened and with more aggression versus a calm. It's the exact same words, but it's perceived differently just based on my tonality. So doing that works and it helps. Now I can tell you now it don't always go down like that.
Well, we tried.
We tried, but at least you know it works. So now it's just like a matter of keep implementing.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's one of the reasons why what they say the thing you love is the thing you hate.
Yes, the things that you yes.
Yeah, this one she got a little. She could be crafty with her words.
Don't do that.
And I could be a little. I'm a Leo. Leo season. Leo stand up if you're a Leo. Let me know in the comments. But I could be a little, with my words as well.
More so, you're just loud. Like a king goes from 0 to 100 when he wants to get his point across, and I'm just like, you don't have to yell.
But it don't necessarily have to be anger behind it. Like just for like we were having a conversation.
He just gets loud a lot of times, and then I get upset instantly because I turn into like a baby, which never used to be me. But I'm just like, bro, don't yell at me. And he's like, I'm not yelling at you. I'm like, well, bring it down here,
It's like a barbershop talk. Like when you see guys talking in a barbershop and they're debating, nobody's whispering, nobody's talking at a quiet level. So it's just that energy causes your voice to go up. And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm mad and I turn her out here. I'm just literally having a conversation. But she wants me to talk like this and keep it here, so I try to do that.
Because I match energy. And I don't ever want us to get there. And I do feel like it helps when we, like you said, once we realize we're getting there, to just walk away. People say things when they're angry, no matter what. And I don't ever want to say, just me personally, I don't ever want to say anything that I can't take back, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, it's just best to walk away, because I think we all know, like, I hate when people say like, oh, I got a mouth. I feel like we all can get a little reckless when we talk. I think the what's the word I'm looking for? I think the self-control comes in when you know when it's not working. Okay, so the next question is from C17 Love, and it said, did the spark ever fade with kids? What's a good date, day or night? And it said, I'm struggling because we are always doing what our child wants to do. LOL helps. I completely understand that.
Let me see.
So
okay.
So did the fade ever spark with kids? No, I'm sorry. Did the spark ever fade with kids? I don't think so.
Not at all.
Personally. Did our attention shift to our kids when we had babies? Absolutely. But I feel like we always made sure that we spent time together. That does not mean that we didn't have our issues as far as who was allocating more time towards the kids or not. We definitely had issues when you have multiple kids and you're trying to show each other attention. it's inevitable that someone's gonna get more attention than the other. But I don't think that made us love each other any less, in my personal opinion. But was it rough? Absolutely. At one point in time.
What?
Yeah, I tell you guys, we had three and under, and two big kids for the most of it. A toddler and a big kid.
She kept me getting her pregnant every other year.
Yeah, that's what she kept doing.
Yeah, you kept
But,
me getting you pregnant.
So I will say now that the kids are getting older, and one thing that I talked about on other videos and on my social media is how I feel like now that the kids are a little bit more independent, that it has allowed us to spend more time together and just kind of go to that next level in our relationship. We always joke about how we had a 5-year plan. Especially with Austin, we had a 5-year plan, and then we found out we were pregnant with Zuri, and then it turned into a 7-year plan. And then when Zuri was born, we had a 5-year plan again. Mm-hmm. And that was just essentially like, okay, people don't mind watching your kids when they're a little bit more self-sufficient, right? So when your kids are 5 and, our kids are making their own sandwiches and they know how to use the bathroom and they can get their own clothes and stuff, people don't mind watching your kids then, right? Versus when it's a newborn, unless it's a newborn that sleeps all the time. But when it's a baby, people kind of just like, oh no, we gotta feed it, change it, and da 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 da. So we had a 5-year plan that as our kids got, when our youngest was 5, then we can kind of do a little bit more. But until then, we were pretty much hands-on parents, and a lot of stuff that we did with our kids.
Paint parties at the crib.
Yeah. We actually did a video on that.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun. The kids were upstairs actually. So the kids were upstairs during our paint party, and we cooked and we fed them, and we sent them about their way. Mm-hmm. And when they went to sleep, we actually had our own alone time.
And you don't even have to. You can order takeout. You can get some sushi if you're into that thing. Go get some chocolate covered strawberries. Go get some stuff to feed each other. Make you a good playlist on Spotify, Apple Music, get you a Bluetooth speaker if you don't already have one, and have the vibes going with that. Like candle lights as first as, light set the mood, and then it's just painting by numbers, but you get to do that whole thing. I got a whole bunch of ideas, so I'll just give them to Missy and she'll give them to you, because I'm personally, and I know what you about to say. I feel like I can plan the best dates. I haven't always had the ability to. But I will say this, mark my words, there's something I've been working on for the last 3 months that when y'all see it, y'all gonna know I am the king of planning a date. All right, so the next question, anonymous, just a bunch of hearts. It says, y'all are awesome. Thank you. Missy, so excited why I read like that?
I don't know.
It says,
but I was getting excited too.
Missy, so excited every time you show your growth, determination, and honesty about motherhood and womanhood. So no question, just a compliment. So
thank you.
I appreciate the love.
Really,
in all seriousness, appreciate the love, because it's easy for people to hate. Mm-hmm. They do stuff and say comments and all kind of stuff, but in this world, people don't like to show love sometimes. So we appreciate that for sure. So the next question is from Della Irving and Fremar. So Fremar and I went to high school together. I don't think I've ever had the chance to meet his wife, but Della and Fremar, they all watch our channel. So shout out to y'all.
Shout out to Lady D.
But
the comments.
For sure. Question is, it said, hi Missy and the King. Missy, how do you manage or balance your business with self-care, home, and family?
Wine. No, just playing.
It says, I'm a stay-at-home mother of one, and it's been a process for me. I would like to get my own business underway, but it's been challenging starting when my attention constantly pulled in various directions. Any suggestions, sis? We were saying that. But and thank you for the wisdom you have already provided on your channel, Della.
Thank you so much. What worked for me was just having dedicated time in my business. So I couldn't go in my business at that time and just, go in my office and work 8 hours in my business. Like, it was just impossible. So I would just say, when you do get the alone time, a lot of my nights were up working in my business. And a lot of more early mornings getting up and working in my business.
No, so if I know Della, you didn't ask me specifically.
But y'all know he gonna chime in anyway.
It's a Q&A. It's both. It's Missy and the King. It's not just Missy.
You answer questions and I didn't. But go ahead.
But anyway, so I would say, you know, that a lot of people have heard the phrase, and maybe you've heard this before. Say, what's the best and fastest way to eat an elephant? And then the answer is just one bite at a time. So what the only thing I would suggest, and I'm doing this myself because outside of the what I do in real estate and the many different tasks that I have to do there, combined with the things that we talk about for YouTube and everything else, I can get pulled in a lot of different directions. I'm not comparing it to being a stay-at-home mom by any means, but I understand the concept of having in your mind in a lot of different places. So one of the tips I would say is do one thing at a time. Literally, like, write out systematically what it is that you need to do, because when you think about, I want to start this business in a macro, you can start looking, oh, which website am I going to use? Oh, which am I going to do this? Which email marketing software is the best? Let me watch videos on that. And you can go down so many different rabbit holes that it seems overwhelming. So if you know I need to look at which website is best. That's a checklist. I need to know what email marketing software is best. That's going to be next. What my business name is going to be, how to register my business, and literally take one of those things and then work on that only. So if registering your business is step one, register the business, figure out how you do that, and don't do anything else till that's done. And then you'll start to stack up things that you've accomplished versus looking at this huge macro picture of what I want to do. And you start to make a small list of micro things and start to check those off, because you will get that dopamine hit of accomplishment every time you check one off the box and you move closer to your end goal. And that way, even if you are pulled away, when you come back, you're still on task. You know exactly what you have to do. And it's not like, okay, I'm going down these different rabbit holes, like I said. So that's the only piece of advice that I would give. Yeah, let us know if you have any more questions, Della. And shout out to you, Fremont. What's up? So next question was from CC Wilson. This is a different CC. The other one was CICI.
The other one was CC's World TV, I believe.
Yeah.
I think.
No? I don't know. We'll see.
That's a good question. Was that you, CC, or not?
So the question is, when every project is done, do you guys plan on doing a more in-depth house tour? Yes. Absolutely.
When do you have to drag that one out? Yes, yeah, absolutely.
It's not even going to be once every project is done. I just think there's once enough is done, because you're never really done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I didn't think it would take this long. Oh, my allergies acting up. Oh. But I didn't think it would take this long. I don't think you thought it would take this long either. But I think, again, like I've mentioned in previous vlogs, that I think we've kind of honed in on our design style and agreement as far as the things and directions we want to both go. So now we can finally execute. It's crazy that it's taken 2 years, but I don't want to buy things. Missy doesn't want to buy things 2 and 3 times over because...
Akeem doesn't want to buy things.
You want to buy it 2 and 3 times over?
I kind of really don't mind. But
Okay.
That's just me.
But I told you.
Like, you know how I am.
Money to do it. That's fine.
But we also got to agree with it. But I will say, like, because I am the type of person, I'm like, buy it and then sell it. And he's just like, buy it one time. So...
Because you buy it for 800, you sell it for 400.
But you used it.
I don't care.
You got some use out of it.
Spend your own money if you got it.
But with that being said, so yeah, we're taking a different approach at completing the house. But one of the biggest things for us was just making sure, like, we had the living room, where we can sit, and the kitchen where we can eat, and the kids had their bedrooms and different things like that. So now we can kind of just really hone in on, like, okay, how we want to decorate, and let's get this up to decorate.
So Cece asked another question. She had the next question after this as well. Cece Wilson is, when are you guys going to complete your theater? We kind of already talked about that. And do you have any plans for your loft? A game room arcade would be nice for the kid.
That's more so his speed.
So we really don't have a loft. Like, I don't know. I'm familiar. So a lot of game rooms, depending on the builder or the layout of the home, they do have the loft style where it's directly above the living room, where it kind of looks down on the living room. Ours isn't like that. Ours is a dedicated space. So that room it's literally going to be a game room. You have the big TV in there right now with the Xbox. I think a PS5 will be on there.
We have the Switch in there now.
Yeah, the Switch. We're actually in the process of getting some paint and other things done in that room to kind of bring it to life, and furniture as well. We already have some furniture up there, but we're changing that out, doing some things like that. So yeah, it's going to be a gamer game room, lounge, TV room, the whole night. So yeah, we have big plans for it. Stay tuned. We have some videos that's probably going to be coming up soon. ish. Kind of talking about those. I can't say exactly when, but it's coming up. So stay tuned for sure.
Everything is coming up.
Stay tuned. All right, so then Cece had a more of a comment right after that one as well. I appreciate it, Cece, like for real. Like when we ask for comments and stuff, and you come through like this, we appreciate it for sure. But the question was, last but not least, Missy, I really enjoy your home and morning routine reels. They give me life, or is it live? I don't know how you say it. Please keep them up. I love the consistency.
Thank you, and thank y'all so much for supporting me on my other social media pages. I am growing tremendously over there, all thanks to y'all. So I really, really, really appreciate it. And I'm a little buzzed. So.
Oh, it kicked in?
Yeah.
So let me brag on Missy real quick. So I don't remember which question we read earlier, but this kind of leads to that. So she knew what she wanted to do. She knew what it would take to reach her goals on Instagram as far as growing her following, growing her network over there. And it's one thing to know what to do, it's another thing to execute it. And the hardest part sometimes when you know it's like you can always revert back to, well, I know what to do. I'll do it soon. I'll do it soon.
That was literally us for years.
Yeah. And then she literally put her I about to say her big girl draws, but
Whoa.
but you know it's that she put a lot of bootstraps.
My favorite panties, that is.
Yeah. She put them on.
Draws.
And then she literally put in work. I think she took between her reels and stories, she shared 500 pieces of content.
About 530.
And how many days? 30 days?
30 days.
In the last 30 days. And she grew in the last 30 days probably 9,000 followers?
About between 9 and 10,000.
So from 3,000, we was out here on a struggle bus trying to get followers.
Could not get
I'm still on
followers.
the struggle bus. I'm in the back of the struggle bus with the helmet on. I can't get off the struggle bus. But, so now she's approaching 14K, and it's steady growing about 1,000 a week, all from consistency and reels. So that consistency matters. It matters on YouTube. It matters everywhere. So, yeah, so this is my chance to just say, shout out to you for doing what you do. And if y'all not following her, please go. And then follow me, too, please. I'm trying to get to 2,000,
No, but yeah, I don't want to go too much into it. I do plan on talking about that more, but yeah, I really appreciate y'all for just putting your girl on. I really appreciate it. Because y'all can watch anybody else. But y'all rather be here with me? No, I'm just playing.
And I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. All right, so the next question is from on IG, I am Lady Shell. What's going on? I had to recognize the name for a minute, but yeah, what's going on, Shell?
Okay.
It says, what advice could you give someone with trying to grow their YouTube channel? I got this one.
Okay.
So, because YouTube amongst any other platforms, consistency is the absolute key. And how can I put this? The key, there's a rush to be monetized on YouTube, but to get monetized, you literally have to put in work. And when we first started, we said what we love about YouTube is nobody makes it without putting in the work.
Absolutely.
Like YouTube makes you earn it. You can't just show up one day and flaunt money, flaunt beauty, flaunt whatever, and then take off overnight. Because even if that one video does well, to have people continuously tune in, it's like a TV show. If the pilot is good, but the rest of the episodes suck, nobody watches the TV show. So you have to consistently put out good content. Mm-hmm. So consistency matters. And then to get into more details, you have to look at things like pace, cover photos, all kind of things, to make the videos watchable and enjoyable, to make somebody want to hit that subscribe button and want to come back. So that's like the main thing as far as YouTube. I kind of short-circuited there. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is, one, be consistent. Show up every week or whatever your schedule is, as much as you can, as often as you can. Make the videos enjoyable. Don't be scared to talk to the camera. Mm-hmm. Don't be scared to talk to the camera in public. It is so normal now. Like nobody even cares. And matter of fact, you make them uncomfortable. Like they're like, oh my God, they make you uncomfortable, not the other way around. So just be consistent, like I said.
Be authentic.
Oh, definitely be authentic. Don't, like, a lot of times people want to do all these prank channels and stuff like that, and that's cool, but people can eventually tell it's fake. Mm-hmm. If you are authentically you, people will attach themselves to you and they enjoy you. It's just like a music artist or any other actor. Sometimes you watch a movie or listen to music because you like that person. I don't even know what they're about to say, but I've attached my love to that person. I enjoy what they do. So those are the biggest tips just some of the biggest tips. I can go on for
He can
hours about this because I researched, I studied analytics like more than you would ever imagine. But yeah, that's my biggest thing. What about you?
You said you got this one, but I absolutely agree. Like you said, cover photo, title, descriptions, and then literally a good pace of video.
Study what works. Study what other people are doing. Not copy, but study. Figure out how to make it your own. Realize what works. And like I said, if y'all would like me to do a video or us to do a video on this, please let me know in the comments below. This is something I've been kicking around for the longest.
I feel like it's something you should do anyway, because even though we took off really well on our first video and it really did boost our channel, we still had to put in work to be here 2 years later, and I think that says a lot about both of us. So, and
the reason I've been hesitant is because in the YouTube space, 10,000, we're almost at 10, is not a lot for our time frame being less than 100 videos. With like I said, this is 100 videos, so less than 100 videos and less than 2 years on the channel, or a little over 2 years on the channel, on the platform, to have this level of growth. When I know people that have 700 plus videos, 500 plus videos, and we've passed them as far as subscribers, and we typically have more views per video, things like that. So I understand that we're moving in the right direction, but I just feel like I know the public generally wants to see gaudy numbers and listen to people that have gaudy numbers. But when I tell you I have this thing down to a science, I have it down to a science. So if you want to see a video to that, I may put it in our members channel or whatever. But if you want to see me do a video on YouTube success and tips and tricks and hacks and all that other stuff, let me know in the comments below. Now I'll put that together. All right, so next question is from Angeline. What else about Angeline?
You gotta give her screen name.
At Angeline Clark, no E _ So her question was, what's one thing you value different financially, in parentheses, have a hard time seeing eye to eye on? We just talked about it. So for me, I am more of a sniper with my money. Missy is a Claymore mine. And I know you don't know what a Claymore mine is, that's why I get away with that reference. Do you know what a Claymore is?
No, but why would you say that on camera?
I know you don't. You're not supposed to know what a Claymore is.
What is it?
So a Claymore is long story short, it's a bomb that is about yay big, and it has forget how many, I want to say 100 BBs in it. And when you detonate it, it goes everywhere. And it takes out a large amount of people versus a sniper is just.
So get to what you're trying to say.
So,
because it sounds like you're saying I mismanage my money.
No, what I'm saying is.
And I do.
This is me.
And I'm okay with it.
If we're looking, okay, let's say, okay, we're looking for a morning area table. I want the one that we like that we're going to keep for the next 10 years. Missy's like, we need one. Let's get this one. But it's not the $200 one. It's the $2,000 one. And it's like, okay, it's good for now, but the one I really want, we find that one a year and a half later, it's another $2,000 or $3,000, whatever. Let's just buy that one and we'll figure out and we'll sell that one. And she can't deny because she already said it on camera in the other question.
But nobody wants to live in a house for 5 years because they are waiting to get the perfect furniture. So it's just like, it's okay with, in my opinion, getting stepping stone furniture.
So we've recently come up with an agreement that if I buy it and she wants to replace it, or take that back, if we buy it, I buy it, however you want to look at that, and you want to replace it, then you have to replace it with your own money.
Did we just do that on camera? Because I don't remember having this conversation.
That's what we talked about, the patio furniture.
That was different.
How was it different?
It was just a little different.
So anyway, but the long story short, I think that's what we differ the most on. I want to buy it once, hopefully, and if I have to replace it because something just didn't work out, so be it. But I don't want to throw money down the drain like that. Cause like this, those chairs that we sold, we bought bar stools when we first moved in. And if you're OG, you remember those lighter tan color cloth bar stools. We bought those bar stools for $1,000. How much we sell them for?
Let's be clear. I didn't want to sell them for what he sold them for. He picked the number and sold them.
And you agreed?
No, I did not, because I said sell them for da number, and then you sold them way under what I said.
No, I didn't.
Are you kidding me? Pull up the text messages again.
We ain't got time right now, but
I remember calling my mom. I'm like, I don't know why he was selling for that low.
What was it? 200.
You sold them for $200.
Yeah, 200.
Ow,
Pay the
ooh.
G. Pay the G. They needed to be clean too.
I would have never sold them for $200.
And you would have never gotten more.
But at the same time, Akeem was the type of person where it's just like,
See, Angela, you start stuff. We arguing already.
yeah, because Akeem will, if Akeem doesn't want to, Akeem has left the TV behind because he didn't want to move it. Like, Akeem is that person. It was like, oh, we can just replace
See,
it.
when you're a CEO,
But then you the same person talk about, I don't want to have to buy it twice.
there's cost averages, and if the cost, for example, if you're moving and you pay per square foot, and that TV takes up so much square footage, and then you realize it's going to cost me more to ship it than to replace it, then you just leave it and buy another one.
What was that question again?
It was, what do we not get along about financial, or what do we differ as far as financially?
One of the biggest things is Akeem, I always say Akeem is have money, spend money. And I'm more of a saver.
Oh,
Have I not said that about you?
you say it.
Yeah, well, it's true.
You say
Akeem
it.
is have money. It's Zuri gets this from Akeem.
Yeah.
It's have money. Yeah, so you just agree.
No, you
have
say
money,
it.
spend money. Like Akeem is like, I got $100 in my pocket.
Nah.
I know I got more money coming. I'm not gonna just save it and then put it with the rest of the money I got coming. Let's just go spend it.
You lucky I can't say what I
Akeem
want to
is
say on
so
camera.
have money, spend money. Like
No.
the 15 years I've known him, I've always said that about him. But the crazy part about it is like he'll be like, Melissa, you spend way more money than me. But the difference is I buy things in volume. So like if I'm buying clothes, like I'll buy a bunch of clothes all at once. Akeem will spend more money on his clothes than I do. However, I
Men's
tell Akeem-
clothes cost more.
and I agree. However, I always say Akeem eat up his money. I wear my money, he eats up his money. It's fine
I feel
dining.
like you whoa.
Fine dine restaurant him all the time. Put me on Amazon, get me some clothes. Like that's us. Some shoes, handbags, and clothes.
I'm looking for the picture.
Of what?
Hold on. Let me find it.
Come on. Picture of what?
That picture, all them boxes stacked up out our front door.
Oh my, don't do that.
That's what I'm looking for.
They are right there.
They literally off. We literally had to move stuff out of the living room to shoot just now.
If
Because she
y'all-
has a gargantuan amount of boxes.
If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all know that I got most of my Halloween stuff in. And it is literally 18 boxes right here of stuff. And then I have my entire office is full. And then my entire dining room table is full of stuff. Baby, I can't read that. Can I have this for the end of the video? Have what? What is that? Yeah, we'll let you do it.
Hold on, I'm gonna find that picture.
You take it too long.
I took it. It was when you had it on your phone. I took it of the ring on the doorbell camera. Where is it? I think you went in my phone and
But-
deleted it.
No, I didn't. But Home Depot, look, everybody's putting out their Halloween stuff. And I told you I missed it last year. And I refuse to miss it this year. And Home Depot had their Halloween stuff out. I think I recorded it for y'all. Like I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning buying stuff. I'm in the bed whispering. Like, so Home Depot just dropped their stuff and Akeem is asleep.
So let me ask you this: how much do you spend on Halloween stuff?
I don't know.
And don't lie.
I don't know.
Ballpark.
I put it to you like this. I had a budget. I had
Oh,
a
here they
monthly
go.
budget of like,
Here that picture go, y'all.
shut up.
Look, this is just one. We had about 6 of these come through.
Your daddy was so mad.
About 6 of them came through. So, have money, spend money. But you go.
That's completely different though.
It's something that you want, so you spend money.
That's not have money, spend money.
Yeah.
If I had to ballpark it, I probably spent $2,000 on Halloween. That's really
And
not
how
that
many
bad.
weeks? I'm sorry. How many days?
In 4 weeks.
It ain't been 4 weeks since you.
Yes, it has because I went the first week after 4th of July. I
Anyway.
can't drink nothing else. Give me some water because I'm over here stuttering, stumbling.
But yeah,
This stuff is
that's
strong.
our big. For the most part, we from a saving standpoint, from investing standpoint, we're lockstep and all of that. It's just usually on when to spend the money and what to spend it on is our biggest disagreements. If
And
that.
then you gonna have to see me in my DMs because it was about to be an issue. Look at you bringing up the whole Halloween stuff.
All right. So next question is from Tasha. I'm assuming the username is lifewit_mi. But the question is, do y'all want to build another house? If so, would you guys go bigger or downsize?
Yes, and both.
It depends on when.
So yeah.
So if we're in our twilight years, Zuri, our baby girls off to school, then we obviously downsize. But I say I don't know the window, but I'd say there's a window from now until I don't know exactly when that day is. But if we kind of want to build again, and we definitely want to go bigger for our family and what we will want ideally, Lord willing, is about a 6,000-ish square foot home.
Between 6 and 7, yes.
And 7?
Yeah.
I was pushing past 5. So I say about, yes, okay, 6 to 7,000 square foot home to get like true dream home. Now, we thought this was going to be the dream home. And it is.
It is.
But, dream
we
bigger.
go
Yeah, dream
If
bigger.
God say go bigger, we're going to go bigger. Also, I feel like the Lord spoke to me recently anyway, because the house is starting to get overcrowded with stuff. So
Hardly. It's hardly.
look at all these boxes.
Yeah, that's just
And
that's
the
just
garage.
how
I feel like it might be time to go bigger.
So
But no, so we already said like you said, if within the next couple of years, if the opportunity presents itself, we would definitely go bigger.
if the rates go back down.
We would definitely go bigger, and we would like something with more land. But at the same time, if that doesn't happen, then yeah, by far we want to downsize as the kids get older. Still something around 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, or at least 4 or 5 bedrooms, but maybe like a 1-story.
And we both said that we would not go with, not go with, but we lean more towards a custom builder next.
Oh yeah, it would have to be custom.
Because there's so many little nuances that we want that you can't get all from one particular builder. So we would definitely go custom and maybe land. I know I have not a lot, but I have a few friends that have purchased land to go build their home on later on in the future. And some people have started now, and I feel like we need to secure that land now because everything in the Houston area is moving further north. So to get some property out there and sit on it, the taxes are relatively low. Get a nice, acre or two of land, and then go from there and build, custom the way we want it. So,
Yeah.
all right. So the next question we got was, whose idea was it for the limo ride to celebrate the kids passing their grades? A great idea, by the way.
Thank you.
So thank you. It was actually my idea. I don't know where I got it from.
We were literally dropping off the kids. We were picking up the kids like the very last day of school.
Yeah.
And he said, wouldn't it be dope if next year we pick up the kids on the last day of school in a limo? And I was like, the kids would love that. And so then it was something that kind of came up often. And towards the end of the school year, he probably brought it up again. School got out like the end of May. I think he brought up again like maybe March or April. And that's when he really started to look into like the limo, pickup.
What to do, what we would do. And at one point we talked about picking them up and going to dinner. And then like last minute we had the idea to like get them a basket with some, with some snacks and stuff right around music. Like that came together literally in the 25th hour. And I think what inspired it was a random day we were at the school, and like the little pink like makeup limo that goes around, or the party, like for the girls, it's like a little, I think I saw one of those, and it was near the school, and I was just like, put 2 and 2 together. I was like, that would be a cool idea. But the bad part is, good bad part, how you look at it is like, what do we do next year?
Yeah.
All right, so the next question is from Soul Pretty. It says, what is each other's pet peeve about the other and the kids?
Child.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna touch on the kids.
Not too much. The kids? You say you ain't gonna touch them? Oh, Lord.
No, child. I feel like one of my biggest pet peeves about Akeem, to be honest with you, like my biggest pet peeve
I don't even know what it is, so I'm curious to see.
is when he leaves his shoes everywhere. Oh my God. Do we all as a family collectively trip over his shoes? Even when he trip over his shoes, I'd be like, good, that's what you get.
I could be laying down, so we're not here. Boom.
That is my biggest
Got him.
pet peeve with Akeem is he leaves his shoes. Anywhere and everywhere. Even in the hotels. Anywhere and everywhere. You don't have one, that's okay.
I do.
Move on.
I do. It's when she leave her little lashes all over the place. I almost called Bear Pest Control, like, y'all need to come back out. It was like, it was in the morning.
It's the individual one, so that makes it so much worse. Because I don't even. The ones that I use with the glue. I should probably pull off every night before bed. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave them on. Hopefully they last to the next day. They never.
They're like
do.
Pokemons. You be
So-
trying to find them. Like, here
So
going on.
every morning he just picks them up and hands them to me, and I'm like, my bad. So
But there's one time I went to the bathroom and like, it wasn't, wake up in the middle of the night, and it was a strip one, but it was on the other side by the toilet. So all I saw was little things sticking out, and I clicked on the light and I kind of jumped a little bit, and I'm like, man. And then I noticed it didn't move, and I reached around, and I was like, damn eyelash. So.
Oh, you know what? When we first got together, the one thing I used to say we were gonna get divorced over was the sheets. Remember, because you used to be like, oh, because I'm not 4'11", I can't cocoon into the bed.
Yeah.
A king gets mad because I can jump in the bed with the bed not being
She just
made.
balls off. So I need the covers have to lay over me. They can't be tucked underneath me, balled up over the top. I need even pressure. Like, it can't be heavily weighted to another side versus the other side, because I can feel that the cover is heavily weighted because it's leaning more to. It drives me insane.
Baby, we argue over some sheets.
So if I lay in the bed and you like, how you flap the sheet and you go, poof, and you just let it lay over the top, that's how I go sleep.
And I ball up in the sheets. Like, I like to be cocooned in the covers. And so, but then you cap, because then when he does get in the bed and he rolls, so when I roll,
toss and turn.
I roll and I lift the covers, and I roll and I lift the covers. Akeem rolls and he tucks the covers.
I don't realize I don't tuck them on purpose. I don't realize I tuck. But when I'm in between sleep and awake and I realize I did tuck it, I pull it out from up under me.
Nah.
How you gonna tell me?
Oh,
My allergies.
I usually have to be like, Akeem, I need cover. And then the other thing is like so our height difference is sexy to me, but then it's also like,
Annoying.
yeah, because so like Akeem sleeps like straight and then I sleep like this. And like my biggest pet peeve is when he don't let me put my feet on him so I can get warm at night. And then he doesn't like for me to cuddle up behind him some nights, which makes me mad. Like in the summertime, it's always super hot. And I'm like, but I'm cold over here, like, so yeah, he sleeps like this, and then I like to sleep like this, like with my whole body out this way.
Cause like, what was it, last night? I rolled over. I said, Melissa. Said her whole government. She was literally like literally all the way over. And just the funny part is she even knew what it was, because she set up and was like, oh, and moved her stuff on over. But like, so since you were talking about the whole feet thing,
Chill on me.
so when I for the most part lay straight. And Missy lays at an angle, but she lays with her feet towards me. And I toss and turn a lot. And I typically sleep, this is getting deep in the deep end, but I sleep with like, I can't even say because I want to say pause right after. I sleep with like one leg like kind of cocked up.
What you got for me, but go ahead, because it's comfortable as hell.
I've been sleeping like that my whole life.
No, you have not.
But anyway, so I'll move my leg. So you figure your leg is straight like this, right? And then I'll kind of pull it up like this, and then her toenail will be right here. And I'll pull it, and it will pull the skin off. And then I'm so sorry. And then she was like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, look, I don't know who do your nails at the nail spot. She need to not make them like that no more. And then I will pull the cover back, and literally you can see the light skin under my melanin because it didn't pull the skin off. But other than that, we love each other.
Do we? Oh, and Akeem snores, since y'all wanted to go
All right,
there.
next question. Since you want to.
Yes, son.
All right, so next question we got from Boss Mom Poe, PW.
What up, Poe?
So she asked Akeem, please share your career journey. How did you start at selling at Perry? I kind of already explained that a little bit. Yeah, I think I've touched on it already, but definitely appreciate the question, Poe. But if you got any other questions, hit me up. Hit me in a DM or something. So the next question is from, I believe it's Nidra H. It's, can you make a video explaining how you use Alexa or Google Home Assistant to manage kid routines and schedules? So we've touched on that a little bit early, like one of our probably first half videos.
We only did the
smart
home tour, but to do like how we do their routines and different things like that, I think that would be a great video.
That's what I was about to say. It's okay.
It took you a minute to get there.
You get you one every now and then.
It took you a minute to get
But what I was about to say, we did a smart home video in like one of our first, 15, 20 videos or whatnot. But I appreciate the idea because we do use the smart and home integrations between Google and, well, mainly Alexa often, especially like with the alarms. Like of all of our kids, Ashton is the one that is the hardest to wake up in the morning. So we have like a timer. His alarm goes off, and then I think it's 5 minutes later it goes off again, and then music starts playing after a while, and it's the song that he doesn't like, and it plays. It
It's
blasts.
usually something like everything is awesome.
Yeah.
Like we have to do something like he just that would drive him crazy.
Because something that you can do, like I know people that have done it, you could put a pressure pad underneath the mattress and it will literally play that music or song or do whatever action you tell it to as long as they feel the weight
Wow.
on the bed. It's a guy, his channel is Smart Home Solver. It was one of his animations that he did. And like for example, like in our room we had it to like we have the Alexa will welcome, good
Good
morning.
morning, Mr. and Mrs. Casey.
And then the ceiling fan lights will start to come on 5%, 10%, 15%. The funny part was when you go to daylight saving time, when it's dark in the morning, those lights are so bright. Once
Oh, yeah, we get irritated.
we ready to fight Alexa,
turn on
like
the lights.
square up for real. But then when the switch is a little bit brighter in the morning, we don't notice it. But yeah, that's a good idea. We'll probably do something like that.
Yeah, because like we have, like he said, we have the alarms and it literally says their names to wake them up, and then we also have like their lights automated, so like the lights will come on, then the Alexa come on, and we do it in our room too, and we all still really just we literally all struggle with it, to be honest with you.
I need to work on
Not
the
just
morning
Ashton,
routine.
we all do.
But thanks for the question. Appreciate it.
So yeah, we'll definitely work on that.
All right, so the next question is from Loish
Your
781.
screen protector, I can't see anything. Yeah, I think.
Loish 781. It says, "I love your family.
Thank you.
Did you guys always want a big family? I'm one of 6 kids, but I always wanted 2 or 3 kids. Your kids are so grounded.
First of all, thank you for that, because
Appreciate it."
these kids. But me personally, I am one of 3 and I'm the youngest. And I definitely didn't think that I would have more than 2 or 3 kids. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah. I don't think I've had a number. Like I know I didn't envision 5. I know that. I'm the only child between my mother and father. My mother and father are still married today, but I'm the only child between them. They both have children from relationships before they got married, but I'm the only child to a degree. So I knew I wanted kids. I knew I wanted at least 2, but I didn't anticipate 5. Don't regret it at all. At one point, a couple years ago, I said I would do another one if I could, but
And I say absolutely not.
yeah, that wasn't happening.
No.
So, but yeah,
I love I always call us our big little family because everyone is still so small. But I love the size family that we have. I always tell people jokingly, when they invite us places, like, are you sure? Because we're
we'll make a
capacity.
party. If it's 2 people
That's
there,
it.
we show up. It's 9.
But you guys know, like, I love to like make everything special. So having a big family by ourselves does help with that. Like, we do a lot of stuff as a family. We create a lot of memories as a family, and I think having 5 kids does help with tree decorating and just different activities that we all do. I think having a big family does help create a bigger ambiance. Not saying that you can't do those things with 1 or 2 kids, but I think just having more just makes it a little bit more fun, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
So no, I absolutely love the fact that we're at 7, but 7 is my number. That was Guy's number, and this is my number.
So I will say this: two is easier than 1. 4 is easier than 3. All right, y'all gotta forgive me. These allergies starting to kick in. It's that peppery nose. If you deal with allergies, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so the next question is from Angel. It says, "What type of content do you plan on doing in the future? More vlogs? ? Home decor, etc. We love the vlogs."
To be honest with you, both. As we start to get more stuff into the house, we'll revert back to just specific home videos like we did a couple weeks ago, and then continue with the vlogs because you guys like to see a lot of our day-to-day routine and activities and just what we do, and we like sharing it with y'all too. Like I really like the vlogs. I think the vlogs are fun, in my opinion. I will say the summer was a little tough because it was like really we did a lot of just relaxing this summer. But once we get back into like the routine of going to school and everybody leaving out the house, we'll get back into vlogs more
Yeah, I would say
consistently.
the type of content, all of the above. Like I'm trying to figure out, do I want to say this? So one of the biggest things that we realized is, and I know how things can come across. So hold me accountable. Don't let me say the wrong thing, okay? Because I think you'll see where I'm about to go when I start talking. The thing about YouTube is that it can pigeonhole you. What you say?
It's nasty, but go ahead. I be trying to
YouTube can
hold it in.
pigeonhole you into a space that you can't escape from. Because then you'll realize, if you even start to look at your data even remotely close, certain videos and topics perform a hell of a lot better than other ones.
I don't think you can't escape.
But
I think it would be a struggle, especially if you feel like you're getting more numbers on this end than this end. It's like, I need those numbers.
Right.
So you kind of revert back to that.
So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm saying. So that's why I say you can't, because you feel like the need to put that out. So obviously our very first video that we ever put up was our home tour, and to this day that's still probably going on. It's our most watched and still consistently one of our most watched videos. And it was at a time when home buying was really popular, so obviously that brought a lot of attention. A lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of people that we watched that commented on that video back then, that are either in their process or finished their process, or bought their home and things like that, and have their own channels. But what I noticed and what we noticed is there are people in that home content, home decor space, and that's literally the only thing they can do. I won't name anybody particularly, but like you know who I'm talking about, just by. But anyway, so they bought a house, they built a house, and they decorated their home pretty fast, but all of their content was strictly about home decor, home styling, the whole nine. There was no dates, there was no out. They barely even left the house, but they're pigeonholed into that space. And they're trying to grow very well, but how do they get out of that space? And now that for the most part, the home is decorated and done, they're having to redo and rechange things just to be able to put out content. And you notice the content starts to slow down, and that's not something that we wanted. That's a part of us, but that's not us. That's part of our YouTube, but that's not our only thing about YouTube. And for as much as possible, I'm sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, we kind of went into this in we already knew we wanted to share us and our lives.
Yeah. So as much we want you guys to connect with us. It feels weird saying that directly to you, because it's usually things that are said internally. But if you guys like us, it doesn't matter what content we do. Mm-hmm. Whether we do home stuff, whether we do vlog stuff, whether we start doing DIYs, if you like us, you'll watch it. And because we noticed that about content creators that we watch, there's people that we truly, truly enjoy watching. It doesn't matter what they do. We like them, their personalities, their style. But I noticed that there's other creators that are kind of in the same niche as us. When they venture outside of what their bread and butter is, which is, I went to the store and I bought this piece of furniture. When they don't do that, their views plummet. And you see them run right back to the same old, and every title has home decor in it. Every video is forcing a way to put home decor in it, because you're chasing those views, because you know that those videos do 4, 5, 10x what your normal video does. And that's something we didn't want to do. So we started to put out more vlogs. So one, you get to know us a little bit better, get to know us, the family. But we know what those vlogs will do as far as views and things like that. But we also know what our home decor will do. And I want to speak for you, but I think we've had enough conversations to say I'll take the steady growth by putting out vlogs versus the rapid growth of only putting out home decor.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds crazy, but we have had numerous conversations about how we are okay with a slow roll if that means that we're building a loyal community, not just a fan base, but like literally community of people that we can connect to. And we talked about that, or at least I know I talked about it a lot on my social media too. It's like, bruh, like I like the fact that people DM me and I know who they are and they know who I am, and we've had conversations and we have continuous threads. That's just the type of people that we are. So we would rather slow roll it. Y'all get to know us. We get to know y'all. We have literally friends, over the, over the different states and countries versus just a bunch of views on a video. But that's our journey. Mm-hmm. It's really no knock or no shade to other people and how they choose to do it. But that's just our journey. So, I mean, we could put out a family vacation vlog tomorrow and a tech video the next day. Like, it's just whatever we're on.
It's literally, our channel is about us
It's on backwards.
us as a couple, us as individuals, and then as family as well. Because I mean, y'all tell us. Do y'all get tired of people? Because you notice it. You probably noticed that when people need a video and they need to put out content, where do they go to? Name the 3 places.
No, it's not.
Home Goods. I'm just saying we go. We've done it. We've done it authentically, but we've done it because it's Home Goods. You got to go to Target. You got to go to Trader Joe's. You got to go to these places because the algorithm seems to push those videos out. But as viewers, do you get tired of those type of videos, or do you enjoy them? Or is it something about it? Like, tell us, because we really, I'm personally interested because, like I said, I watch content creators. I study other content creators. I see what they're doing. I see how the algorithm, again, rewards the type of content. I see how the interaction is. So I'm curious to know, how do you guys feel about it? But without going, again, too much further on a tangent.
You about to get us
No, that
Lord, we ain't gonna have.
and there's
followers
no
after this.
knock or no shade to anybody. Like I said, it's just something that I noticed about the platform overall. So definitely a lot more vlogs, definitely more home content, and just more of us. Whatever it is, wherever we're on, you'll be on it with us. The next question is from Love Aaron. It says, what advice would you give someone just starting YouTube? Kind of touched on it earlier, but
Enjoy the process.
enjoy the process. It
Fall in
doesn't
love
happen.
with the process.
It doesn't happen overnight. I think.
But break down what that means, because we've talked about what that means, and a lot of people are like, okay, the process, what, like popping up on my camera, da da da.
Mm-hmm.
But explain to them what the process means.
When we say enjoy the process, that means whatever it takes to brainstorm from coming up with a conceptual idea to executing and uploading. Enjoy that process, and know that if you put out the best content that you could and get 6 views, you're just as happy as if it gets 6,000 or 60,000, because you know that you put the best thing that you could put out. And that's what I mean by, like, that's what we mean by, like, enjoy the process, because you know that eventually something will take off. Eventually you're going to grow, because that 6 views today is 12 views the next day. And then 2 subscribers today is 4 subscribers tomorrow. So you just kind of keep growing in that way. And YouTube is, for most people, YouTube is a really small climb to the top. It's not a gradual jump like you could get on TikTok or even Instagram even. It's really a slow climb to the top. So like I said, enjoy that process.
I also feel like that also includes learning a lot about your channel, a lot about your audience, a lot about yourself when you're creating that. So enjoying the process is learning from your mistakes, learning what people want to see from you, learning how to create good pace flowing contents, like just literally learning and elevating from there. I don't know if you want to say this, we have a number that if our videos hit that number, like, we're okay with it, right? Like, we're not looking for big numbers. We're just like, oh, the video hit 1,000. Okay, cool. You know, we felt like we did what we were supposed to do. I know that may be a small number to some and a big number to others, but that's our goal.
Well, 1,000 in like the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
Not overall.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 in the first 24 hours. And some do better, some do worse. But if we put out a good home decor, home content video, it's gonna go off. Like, our biggest videos are all to do with the home. That's no coincidence, right? Because nobody searches for vlogs. We don't even search for vlogs. It's hard to, and
That's searchable.
And we consume a lot of YouTube content. So when we go to our recommended page, there's creators that we like and follow and subscribe to that we watch, and then it'll often recommend somebody that we're not familiar with. And it's a vlog that may be very similar to ours based on the things that they're talking about. And we don't watch it, maybe. Mm-hmm. We'll just kind of skip over it. But eventually, if they put out enough and it keeps kind of showing you, it's like, okay, we keep seeing this person. And that video I didn't watch, it looked interesting. And this video, I'm not going to watch probably. But the third video, man, all 3 of the videos look kind of interesting. Or they actually talk about something that I'm about to do. Or they went somewhere that I'm about to go. So I watch it. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, that content is good. So it's literally a fishing thing where you reel somebody in.
We feel like it's the same with our pages, with our channels too.
Yeah, but with home content, people search that. Home decor, home tours. People search that stuff. So the reach is way bigger versus nobody searching our date night vlog. Nobody searching. Unless
we're going to a specific place that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, so then somebody may search that and then come across it. So vlogs, the reach compared to the reach to unknown people is lower than if you search or you create a video that has a wider scope of people to reach. So, you know, just learning those little things will help with the process. But have fun with it. Watch your own videos.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And then don't give up.
That part.
Don't give up. Until you've done it for 5 years in a row, don't give up. And that's no, with YouTube, you got to give it 5 years. And it may seem like a long time, but it's truly not. I know we know people that's been on here 14 years. And it's early. It's early in the process now. And I can go on the whole different tangent about that, about how people are starting to consume YouTube content more than regular program TV. And that's older generations. That's baby boomers and, you know, older millennials, and I forget the generation in between. They're consuming more YouTube than regular TV. And the youth, you know, earlier millennials and Gen Z, whatever, they're doing the same thing. So this is only the beginning. You're your own production company at this point. So keep it up. So our last question comes from Brandy. She says, what have you loved most about being a YouTuber, and what have you disliked the most? You want to go first for me?
I'll go first. What I've loved most is creating content, sharing, you know, different things with you guys, our daily in and out of our life, and just like I won't say I do a little bunch of talks, but just, you know, sharing some things that I've been going through with you guys, and have you all reach out to me via comments or DMs, and just like, oh, I relate, or I felt that, and different things like that, and then run into you guys. You know, like when we're out and about and people are like, Missy and the Key, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
You know, that's always
That's
fun
wild.
because it's just like us. I was like, y'all, you know, so
Coming to
it's
my
always
job,
fun.
like, hey, we follow you. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
and then
shoot.
people are like, who are they? And they're like, do you guys do YouTube? And we're like, sort of, you know.
Yeah, especially when they see us with the camera on. So
I don't think that there's anything that I dislike, to be honest with you. I'm not too much worried about the trolls. Like, we've had negative comments, and y'all, those who know me, like, depending on what a person says, they usually get blocked. I feel like if the first thing that you say to us is something negative, I feel like this is not where you need to be. And I'm not going to give you that opportunity to say something else negative again. But that's just me. But I don't think that there's too much of anything that I dislike about it yet.
yeah, I would say one of the things I like most about it is the way we're able to revisit memories. Like, I'm sure, like most of you, you look through your, you know, your iPhone pictures, and, you know, it creates memories now for you. And then you may look on, you know, whatever Facebook, whatever old albums you used to have. But the fact that we're able to go back and relive and rewatch actual video, like produced, edited, sound,
Story,
signature,
yeah.
like it's literally living our own reality series, but it's real. Like, you'd be surprised how often we went back and watched old vlogs of ours, especially the family ones. Like when we went to
literally
Dallas
always
last
watch
year,
the family
we'd go
ones.
back and watch it because it's like it's able to relive it, and it's pretty cool. So it's like that digital archive of videos that we have, you know, on hard drives, and it's obviously on YouTube. But when the kids are older and grandkids, or when we're, you know, old people, that those videos will still exist, and that you know, running, living archive of our day-to-day life is still there. So that's probably one of the coolest things. Like I said, like Missy said, I'm sorry.
Especially, yeah, the vlogs especially.
Oh yeah, definitely the vlogs.
The vlogs help. Like, even with Ashton's thing recently, the limo, you know, just
Yeah,
being able to, like,
there's those
we
memories.
went back and watched those videos with the kids, you know, and like you said, just being able to re-enjoy them.
And I would say I haven't really come across anything I dislike. Because I love the process of it. I love the analytical, you know, trying to figure out a way to, you know, understand how it works. The thing that I probably dislike the most is trying to figure out and prepare for the future, because you think about right now, you figure we're smaller YouTubers, but eventually we won't be. And then what content have we put out in the last 100 videos that if we knew the reach that we would have in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, that we wish we wouldn't have put out, that we can't remember, but then some wacko goes and looks and whatever the case may be. And I know some people are super private. Like we watch, like if any of you guys watch Raven Elise on YouTube, like she blurs everything. Like you can't, like if she shows her backyard, you can't see the neighbors. She drive down the street, you can't, like she blurs everything. And I get it. I mean, she's 2 million subs, and she's really popular. So I get that, but it's like I don't think she did that 5-10 years ago when she wasn't as big. So it's just that overall thought of trying to be as authentic as possible, not being a gatekeeper, but also not oversharing.
Yeah, being very protective of our children too, as much as possible.
Because like we don't know them, but they have a very similar story to us. Taryn Newton and her husband Rick. They're both from Detroit, same as us. Relocated to Texas, built our life here. I think we have the same number of kids and stuff too. I think 5 and 5. Anyway, but long story short, she has shared that one of the reasons that they sold their home and moved was for privacy, and she shared that like somebody actually walked up to their child and said something like, "Aren't you such and such son?" or whatever the case may be. And I can understand, like that's not the sole reason she said, but I can understand how that may freak somebody out. And we haven't had any encounters. Well, we had one maybe. We haven't had too many instances or any instances where somebody like approached our kids or did anything like that. The most is that our kids' friends watch our YouTube channel too. So other than that, but that's not a bad thing. But yeah, so that's my only, I guess you say, downside to YouTube, if you want to call it that. But pros definitely outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
That's it.
We'll definitely walk away from this before we even put kids in jeopardy. Right. Yeah, because this is not what y'all want.
Right.
But overall, we love y'all.
But that's it. That's all the 25 questions. Why did I just say that twice?
I don't know. I told you it's a drink.
I skipped. No, I wouldn't even. Come on now. But I don't really drink cognac usually, so maybe that's it. But anyway, that's the 25 questions that we had asked. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It is 12:31, so our last Q&A ended at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot better. So if you stay to this far to the end and watch the whole thing, what word can we say? Write cognac in the comments. And if you don't know how to spell it, Google it. Go ahead. No, go.
I was just gonna say thank y'all for actually submitting the questions and giving us the opportunity to answer them. We really do appreciate it. Now I feel like, I'm a little buzzed, but I had fun. So.
No, definitely. I always love these type of things. And these type of videos. So hopefully we could do these like more often, maybe once a year. Because some of you guys are newer here. Like the last video, I don't even think we had 1,000 subs yet.
Yeah.
So
no, we thank y'all so much we are almost at 9,200 subs. So
the race to 10K.
Yeah, we really do appreciate everyone who continued to rock with us from our first video in between time until now. Like we really do appreciate it because we couldn't get this far without y'all. So thank you.
And for the last half an hour, Austin has been walking behind the camera, on the side of the camera. He has made something since we started this. He wants to show y'all. So let me call him down here. Austin, yeah. We're ready. What? We're ready. So he literally said they were upstairs playing, but he saw us recording. One of us came back and he's literally been sending smoke signals and doing anything possible to get our attention to let us know that he wants to see. So if you saw me looking off and looking around, Austin. Oh Lord, the hat.
Hey baby.
Oh, you keep it.
You could have kept the hat on. So here, let's get it closer. So he made this and it says, there we go, like and subscribe for more content. So y'all heard him. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, even share us out. Thank y'all so much.
And you know what would be a video if somebody didn't get her camera time in.
Say hi, bud.
Hi.
You say hi, Austin?
Hi.
A little bit more in front of the camera. There you go.
Y'all are wearing white, except for me.
This is cream. Austin has on white with a smidge of pepperoni sauce.
Oh.
All right, so we'll see y'all in the next video. If you haven't subscribed already, and especially if you made it this far, please go ahead and subscribe. Like Austin said, you don't want to disappoint the children. They are our future.
Honestly,